We are Group 9, and our TV show is Spotless now. This is a family company located in St. Petersburg. This company specializes in cleaning services, which are offered to banks and small to medium corporations. This TV show will target all types of public, mostly adults who have been part of the workforce and have dealt with irresponsible managers. The setting is in a business place like an office or different locations where the employees may be providing their cleaning services. The relevant concepts in this show will be the lack of ethical and moral conduct of a manager, abuses of child labor laws, and infringing the law in general, as well as embezzlement and lack of social responsibility by the management of a company.
Here are the characters to our show. We start with Becky. Becky is the main character of the show. She's the owner of Spotless now. She's an elderly woman who has managed the company for over 20 years, and now she's ready to retire. Becky is a very morally correct person, and she's also very trustworthy of her employees. She has excellent people skills and human resource management skills. Becky has always been a good manager. She believes in micromanagement and always wants to hear feedback from her employees. She always tries to make sure that everyone is content and that her employees can rely on her as a friend and also as a co-worker. Wanda is a middle-aged woman who has been employed with the company for over 10 years. She has blonde curly hair and a very positive attitude. Wanda is a faithful employee and cares about the company's well-being. She enjoys her job and wants the company to be successful, and she's hoping that Becky makes a good decision when choosing her replacement. Michelle is another middle-aged woman who has been with the company for over 5 years. She's reliable and very proactive. She's a hard worker, has excellent work ethic, and has been a good aid to Becky during her tenure. Just like Wanda, Michelle is very concerned about the future of the company after Becky retires. She's also hoping that Becky chooses a replacement with the years of managerial experience and a strong educational background to run the business. Alfred is a middle-aged guy who has not completed his management degree, although he states otherwise on his resume. He's currently searching to replace Becky on her position. Alfred is a pathological liar, and he will do anything in his power to get things done his way. He will even break the law if necessary. He's a very charismatic personality, and this paired with his lying skills could be a very dangerous combination for Becky and her business. Alfred does not have high moral or ethical standards and will abuse his power if he considers it to be necessary. Stephen is an underage minor who's struggling to generate income to help his family. His family has asked him to find a job so that he can pay some bills around the house, since his father is having a very difficult time finding a job. Stephen has brown hair and black eyes, and he also has a great personality, and he's willing to do his best. Stephen is in a desperate situation, and he's willing to accept any job offer just to generate some cash. Louis is also an underage minor. He has brown hair and hazel eyes. Louis is very smart, and eventually he would like to pursue a business management degree. His family is also struggling to make ends meet, so Louis needs a job urgently to generate income. Louis is also very independent, and he needs money because he would like to get a place of his own. Just like Stephen, Louis is on a desperate situation, and he's willing to do any job to get some money. Here is how our story begins. Becky has been a successful business owner of her cleaning company for many years. The Spotless Now cleaning company ensures that every request for cleaning is an optimal service each time. Becky's career has skyrocketed over the years, but unfortunately, because of her old age, she's planning on retiring very soon. As the business owner and manager, Becky has to find someone to replace her. This is a very important decision because it could decide the future of her business. Becky has reduced her list of potential candidates to Alfred and Jessica. Alfred works very well as an employee, however, he lied on his resume about having a management degree and has no experience managing whatsoever, although Becky is not aware of this situation. On the other hand, Jessica is a responsible individual. She's going to school to earn a management diploma, and she actually has managerial experience working as a staff manager at a hotel. Becky finds it hard to choose between the two candidates, but she doesn't know about the fraud on Alfred's resume. Based on his resume, she decides to choose Alfred as the person to replace her, without investigating Alfred's background whatsoever, or what he has accomplished in his past. Maybe Becky's decision had something to do with Alfred being a man, as there is a lot of sexism in the business workplace. Becky is not aware that she has made the wrong decision, and this may be costly in the future. After a week or so, Alfred got everything in order for Spotless Now, making sure that things were running smoothly from how Becky had left it. He tries his best to check the books to make sure that the company is maintaining the sales that it needs to. One day he sits down and he tries to figure out how he can cut the cost of the company so there could be more profit that could go towards him, knowing that this is not only unethical but also illegal. Finally, Alfred decides that letting go of two middle-aged workers that Becky has had for years could be the best way to start his embezzlement scheme, knowing that if he hired two younger individuals and starts to pay him less money, his scheme would look less obvious. Alfred hires two teenagers, Stephen and Louis, and agrees on paying them $4 an hour. Although the pay is extremely low, since they are in desperate times with their families, they accept the offer, knowing that they need the money and that they will probably find a job anywhere else because they're underage. All at once, they sign the documentation and agree with Alfred that they would keep it a secret between them. Wanda and Michelle are two of the best employees Spotless Now has, and they won Becky's respect and trust. They both know everything about the company and the places they usually clean, as well as the right products to use on the job so it could be done efficiently. Wanda has been with the company for over 10 years and Michelle for over 5, and they are very concerned about the company's well-being. Both of them think that Alfred is not the right person to manage the team, and they are also very concerned about Alfred's decision of firing their two co-workers and then immediately hiring two new ones. Wanda and Michelle grew very suspicious of Alfred based on his actions. Alfred is now ready to set his plan in motion. He has fired two 10-year employees and hired two minors so that he can pay him less, a very low salary, and embezzle some of the company's profits and not raise any suspicions. Alfred begins stealing from the company, unbeknownst to everyone around. Alfred is not only stealing money from the company, but he's also taking advantage of the two teenagers, asking them to work long hours. Although Wanda and Michelle and all their employees have been misled to believe that the two teenagers are of legal working age, they see this as an abuse of power from Alfred and start becoming very concerned about the future of the company. Becky believes she has left her business in good hands. However, little does she know, Alfred has scammed her. While she is enjoying her retirement, Alfred is actually stealing from her company. Although Alfred's evil plan is well in motion, eventually people will begin to get suspicious, and Becky will have to visit and make sure that the business is being ran correctly. Will Becky find out that Alfred is an imposter? Or will Alfred get away with his fraud? Stay tuned for more.